this thing on? What's up, you sexy motherfuckers? Welcome to another episode of Dumb Blonde. Today, I have some of my West Coast boys in the house, baby. Johnny Three Tears, Charlie Sheen from Hollywood Undead.
Scene or Sheen.
Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen. I wish, I love Charlie Sheen though too.
He gets them mixed up too.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. It was the shh that I had on it.
You know what's weird is
Charlie
by chance, we have the same birthday, September 3rd, me and Charlie Sheen. And he tweeted me on our birthday. And he said, happy birthday to us. It was
How
like the coolest
iconic is that?
Insane.
That he even knows who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, I love that so much. So you're a Virgo.
I'm a Virgo.
Are you a ladies' man?
No.
Man's man.
I don't believe it.
He's a charmer,
I don't
though.
believe it. My dad was September 4th and he loved vagina. Like he literally, you could not get that man away from women to save his life. I feel like Virgo men just love women. He's like,
True,
no.
dude,
He's like, maybe in another life.
He loves his wife's vagina.
Yeah. Yeah, so maybe that's
Like more than most men who are married that long.
How long have you guys been married?
Since 2013, 12 years.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah.
I love that you still love her vagina.
Yeah.
Because most men need variety. Do you need variety?
No, I've been married a long time as well and one vagina.
I love that. I love that you guys have like this rowdy reputation and yet you guys are just like.
Well, that's why we're so rowdy. We're one vagina pisses you off. You gotta go like smash other stuff.
Yeah, you just gotta go and break shit on
The
stage.
rest of the world's like a wrestling ring to us.
So take me back to this conversation we were just having about the vapes.
Oh yeah, well yeah. So the vaping, because it messes my vocal cords up, and it's obviously not good. And I did the hypnotist thing. I actually went to the hypnotist for other things to try and be less crazy and like some other, because they'd say they can do anything.
Was this recent?
Yeah, it's been over the course of like a year. I've been going.
So the reason why this even got brought up, let me just bring you guys in the circle of trust here, is because Charlie wanted to vape and I was just like, no, this is a no vaping zone, but you can go outside and vape, but whatever. And I was telling them that vaping is bad for you. And then that's when you told me that you went to the hypnotist.
Yeah, so I was trying to quit.
So did they like put you on, did it really work? Do you feel like you really got put under?
Yeah, well, so I've gone like 10 times. I went for other things first, like for anxiety. You can go for anything.
Yeah.
People go in there for all PTSD, all kinds of stuff. So I went just to see what it was like because I wanted just to see if it worked. Because just kind of curious by nature. And so we were doing other things. And yeah, I would say it works. Like you kind of go and then it's not like the TV shows though, or the movies where like you're and they're doing the clock thing. None of that stuff happens. You feel like you fell asleep though, is what I would say. And you feel like it's almost like when you take a nap and you're not sure if you did.
Oh,
you're
God.
like, did I fall asleep? You have to almost say, was I asleep? Kind
that
of thing.
would give me anxiety.
Yeah, but you're not sure if you fell asleep.
I'd be like, did you touch me inappropriately? Like, because you don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
Like, did we just get naked?
He's a big Scottish guy too, so I'd be like, dude. But yeah, so I did it and it didn't work, like the vaping thing. But he also told me, he's like, do you really want to stop vaping? And I was like, no. He's like, well, it's probably not going to work. Like you still have to like want to do those things.
Most people say it's a one-time thing. That's what I've always heard. Like you go in and then you leave and you don't want to smoke anymore. But it's bullshit.
That was not my experience. I quit for that day, and by the end of the day, I put all my vapes in water, like so I could,
you're really trying to
I was
stop.
at 7-Eleven by the end of that day. Yeah, I was drinking, guzzling the juices.
Is it your only vice though? Because I mean, coming from the lifestyle that you guys used to live, if all you're doing is vaping, I mean, it's like fucking have your fun.
Sometimes it's one of many.
Johnny has one of the most addictive personalities you'll ever find.
I have 4 vapes on me. I'm not kidding.
Johnny 4 vapes. We call it.
That stems from your childhood though. So I grew up on you guys, but I never knew your entire lore. I knew kind of like the drama around the band and stuff like that because of course, being from Vegas and Cali, we heard about all the shit that went down.
We used to run around up there too.
Yeah, for sure. But I never got to like really get into you guys' lore, and I actually got to like really deep dive you guys, and you guys have really fascinating stories. Like I think it's really interesting, and I want to dive into that. But first, I have a very serious question I want to ask you. Do you really have a you like to show?
No.
He did though.
I did back in my heyday.
Did you used to flap it around all the time?
Well, just like in front of my friends, I had this trick. I had this trick where if you take a knife, but you use the flat side, not the sharp side, and you put your D on a cutting board, and then you say, hey guys, look at this. And you smush the knife, like not the sharp side, onto your D. It looks like it's halfway through your penis. So it looks like you're chopping your off. So I do that as a gag.
Do we have a cutting board here? I gotta see this. Like, this is amazing.
But then I got a girlfriend, so I couldn't be showing my around.
It's terrifying looking on first sight too, because so he wouldn't do that, but I would. So I took. He'd come up with these great things, and then I would just do them, use his material, and we'd be on like the tour bus. There'd people be on there, and I would do it, and people would be like,
he'll do it in front of strangers.
Yeah, I don't mind as much.
How did you figure this out? Did somebody teach you?
Question.
Did somebody teach you this trick? Is it like a generational thing, like passed down in the family?
I think I just saw a knife and I was like, oh, I bet you could cut your dick, but with the dull side, it won't go through. I got to show the guys this. Yeah. One time for my birthday, I had him light his on fire.
Oh my God. Tell me about this story. I got to hear this story. Okay. Are out. I'm loving this. Yeah. This is my kind of party.
I had a party. There was probably like 50 people there. I was like, George, I had some lighter fluid. I was like, let me put this lighter fluid on your dick. And you just run out into the crowd and be like, my dick on fire. So he's like, okay, fine. He's all f***ed up.
Okay,
so
how did he talk you into that is what I want to know.
That was it.
That was all it took. It took very little convincing.
I'm game.
Yeah.
Did it burn your off?
No, because it was on my pants. I wasn't like on my.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we were like running around with socks on, like
it wasn't
on
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
It was on my dick. Well, so it was open. My pants were open.
Yeah.
I didn't have any pubes after.
Yeah.
So it was like a free waxing.
Did they ever grow back?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Just like patchy.
That was the one downside is they grew back.
Aw, just all patchy, looking like a calico cat down there.
It doesn't look
singed.
It's bad looking.
That is hilarious. You guys seem like you guys have such a cool camaraderie with you guys. With there being so many of you in the band, because I know in the beginning there was like 7 of you, right?
Yeah.
And then now it's down to 5.
Yeah.
Is that? I know back in the day you guys had your drama, but now that you guys are older and more, evolved, how is it with you guys now, the 5 of you?
Yeah, I would say, being in now that we're a little older and probably, it's easier now. We get along a lot better than we've always gotten along. The good thing about we've been friends since some of us since preschool, like really, really young. Some of us known each other since like before we can 3-4 years old.
Yeah.
So that helped us get through a lot of the harder times. Being in a band is as anybody who's been in a band has a lot of ups and downs. It's very trying at different times. And we've been a band for 20 years and there's been ups, bent downs and everything in between. So it's a lot like a marriage. And when you're going through those things, it can test those relationships. You hear about bands who are best friends and then they're suing each other.
Yeah.
And these things going on. We've never gotten in any of those situations. Relationships can kind of suffer under those circumstances, but we've gotten through most of them because of the friendships we had prior to those things. Some things don't make it through that. Sometimes people just change and things change, and that's unfortunate. But if we didn't have the basis of, I think, friendship prior to that with what we've been through we've been on 4 labels. We've been sued back. We've been on 5, 6, 7 management groups. Everything that you've heard of that a band can go through with the music industry.
Oh yeah.
We've been through.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that too.
Yeah. Everything you can imagine that can go wrong has gone wrong.
Yeah. But you guys are still standing, which is like such a testament to you guys just individually and together.
Yeah, well, we get along better now than we ever did. Like I'd say like in the past 5 years, like we're all like best friends. We all hang out and we all get along very well.
You can hear that in the music too, because you guys have grown so much and the music has evolved. But before we jump into that, I want you guys to take me back to your childhoods and growing up. Where did you guys grow up and how did you guys meet?
I grew up in Glassell Park by like Dodger Stadium, Northeast LA. And then I grew up with Jay, who's in the band, and then Deuce, who used to be in the band. We grew up in the same area. In Northeast Los Angeles. And we those are the 2 guys. We used to go to the same preschool and stuff like that. Yeah. Our parents would drive us to school and stuff.
That's insane.
I know. Yeah, it is kind of wild to think about. Like Jay's mom they would like take turns driving us to school. We went to school on Los Feliz in Hollywood. And that was back when it was like East Hollywood kind of ghetto area. Yeah. And it was a long time ago. Now it's kind of weird to think about because it's like it doesn't even look like it used to. It's weird when I go back there now. It's like one of the reasons I left LA in general is because growing up there, it was like our neighborhood. Hollywood in general, that whole area was kind of ours. And towards the end, there was so many more people there. And I suppose this is probably how Nashville feels to people who live here for a long time. Is like I felt like an outsider. There was far more of them than us.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I might as well just go. And then him and Funny. I
grew up in a town called Shadow Hills, which is around Burbank area in LA. It's like kind of like a horse town. I had horses growing up, and then the first guy I met in the band was Jarrell, J-Dog, because our parents worked together. We were probably like 12. I met Funny Man playing basketball. We actually had a mutual friend. You ready for a name drop?
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, I have that in my notes.
Okay,
here.
all right.
Like how
I've dropped
ironic.
it many times, obviously. It's on the internet.
Yeah. You've told the story on other podcasts, okay? But no, I think that's still awesome though. You know, that, like what a fucking piece of lore to grow up with that crazy nutcase.
Oh my God. Yeah. He was always crazy as shit.
Was he always crazy?
Always.
That's what's nice to know, though, that it's authentic.
Yeah,
literally,
it's real.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. No, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah.
And to stem off of what you said a second ago, I grew up in Vegas. Every time I go back to Vegas or Cali,
that's another place, I'm sure.
Yeah, every time I go back to Vegas or Cali, I'm like, this is not the same city that we grew up in. Like, it's just, I swear, it's so commercial now, and it's like lost its sparkle.
Yeah, it really. We're recording right now in Glassell Park, which used to be like, I'm not even kidding, like a no-go zone. The cops wouldn't go there.
Yeah,
it was so bad. The cops wouldn't, the helicopters wouldn't go over because there's a gang there that had like bazookas and anti-aircraft stuff. It was like in the 90s, it was insane.
Yeah.
And the gangs are all still there, but the guy who's producing us now lives there, and I'm like, he doesn't get it. I'm like, it's still rough, it's bad, but this guy who's like a little white dude lives in what used to be like one of the worst neighborhoods in LA. And he doesn't know that. And that's how different it is. It's like this dude lives there where, back in the day, you can walk through there.
Unless you grew up in that whole scene, you don't get it. Nobody understands.
Yeah, the 90s LA was just a different world. And I mean, maybe there's certain things that are better about it, but I almost prefer like the gangsters over the hipsters.
Yeah.
At least it was like.
At least they had more balls.
Yeah, and it was like. I don't know. They had better.
I feel like the hipsters,
something to offer.
I feel like the hipsters lost their balls and their skinny jeans. You know, like
sure.
they've got camel toes.
They just complain all the time, and the real estate's all
It's gentrified. That's what they call it. It's like totally gentrified.
Totally.
Yeah, for sure.
I know.
So how did you two meet?
I met him through my older brother. I guess I don't know how you met Jesse. Do you remember?
We got in a fight. We were wrestling.
Was it a real fight?
Yeah.
Was it a real fight?
Yeah, he called me Goldilocks because I had long hair, and then I called him Sonic the Hedgehog because he had like spiky hair.
So you guys fought?
Yeah, we fought, but it wasn't like a mean fight. It was a fight to see like a male dominance, but not trying to hurt the others to see who was stronger.
Yeah,
and then
but that's how kids used to figure out back in the day.
Yeah.
Like we used to fight and then you would be friends after that.
Yeah, it really was like that. We were too old for that, but that's how it happened.
Yeah,
that's what happens. If there's no girls at a party, then you just fight and wrestle.
Yeah.
It's all that testosterone. You guys got to get rid of it somehow.
No, we just became buddies, and then we just started hanging out all the time. And then,
the way I met you was I came home from playing basketball, and he was on the driveway with my older brother. He's like, "Hey, this is my friend George." But he got so drunk that night. My mom bought El Pollo Loco, and he was trying to eat it, but he was so drunk it fell on the floor, and he tried to pick it up. So he just like fell and was eating beans, like laying down on the floor. I was like, Jesse, this is the biggest piece of shit I've ever met in my life.
And I didn't eat the beans off the floor. I was pretending to eat the beans.
Right.
But can we have a moment of silence for the creamy cilantro sauce with El Pollo Loco?
God, that was so
good. El
good.
Pollo Loco and Del Taco.
Del Taco fire. No, the creamy cilantro is still there. You just got to pay extra for it now.
Yeah,
like
worth
back in the
it.
day, they used to give you fucking loads of it.
Right.
But, okay, so let's talk about mom and the mommy stuff that's going on. What was going on in your household?
Well, I didn't have a good, the upbringing stuff wasn't good.
Right.
I just had a lot of resentment and stuff.
Yeah. Was she a single mom?
No, my parents are kind of nuts, and as I've gotten older, I guess I've learned to separate something. We're all human beings and stuff.
Absolutely.
But and just a lot of resentment, and it was a very, very bad environment. And I ended up, I got in a lot of trouble when I was young. I ended up in juvie and stuff like that.
Because you were acting out. Yeah, you got your first felony at 15?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got a burglary charge. Well, I ended up graduating high school. I went to Central in this place called Challenger Camp. It's in the Antelope Valley, which is where I ended up going to, I had to go to, because you have to go to school if you're in jail when you're still a minor. So I ended up going there, and I was there until I was 18. Then I got taken out. So it was all, it was juvie. It was nothing that, it's not good, but it wasn't bad. But my whole childhood was kind of, it wasn't good.
You were acting out because you needed love and attention, though.
I don't like to say that because it sounds lame.
Or you're angry.
But
I was very angry and stuff.
Of course, but you deserve love and attention.
And I
as a child.
I didn't have any place to go when I was little, and I was living at people's houses, and so when you're all the things that I probably needed when I was young. At that point, I think I was like 18 years old. I had got that I was sad when I was young. I was just depressed about it.
Right.
When I became old enough, then I was just angry about it. And, I went through a period of probably a lot of aggression. That, getting in fights and all that stuff was all just an extension of trying that repressed stuff coming out. And the same with drinking and drugs, all that stuff. You start kind of sorting out that all of that stuff is an expression of coming from the same well sort of thing. And it took me a long time to figure that out. Even though you might know it, it takes a long time to kind of actually realize it.
I've always tell everybody, I wish we could be born with the wisdom we have now, because God, wouldn't life be so much easier if we just knew everything that was going on?
Even someone telling you, hearing something is different than knowing it. You know what I mean? Someone could tell you a million things, but you have to kind of realize it for yourself. So, and as I've gotten older and I have 3 kids of my own and stuff, you start to realize that, other people are human and a lot of them are up, and a lot of fucked up people have kids of their own and
pass on generational trauma.
Yeah. And so, my role now is to kind of, to arrest those things and, steer a different course. And I'm very actively participating and making sure those things don't, go the same way. And
you're breaking those generational
Yeah, that's
curses.
all you can do. You know?
Absolutely. It does, I think a lot of that trauma stops with us because our parents back in the day, those motherfuckers do not care. They don't want to hear anything about therapy. They don't want help. They are set in their ways with being how they were, that generation that raised us. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of us have learned from our parents' mistakes and we're we don't want to be like them.
Totally. Yeah.
In the end, they're not happy and they're hurt and they literally were just bleeding on people who didn't cut them.
Yeah. No, it is true. And that's the terrible thing is that, the children typically pay the price for people's their unfulfilled dreams or whatever it is they're unhappy about. And it's really unfortunate because the worst thing in the world is seeing a kid in pain. I don't care who you are. I don't care whose kid it is. Seeing a kid that's a sad child, it's just terrible. And it breaks my heart to think about it. So, if any adult with their own problems, it is their responsibility to sort through those things out without bringing their own children into it. Because it's just, you're setting up that kid up for a lifetime of their own pain and then another kid up for a lifetime, or whomever that person marries or that person becomes connected to is going to suffer all because you're unhappy with yourself. And that generational trauma, it's a handful.
It's
very
important. A lot. How was your childhood?
Mine was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was good.
He has the coolest mom.
Oh, we love cool moms because I didn't have a cool mom. So shout out to the cool moms out there.
Yeah. My house was always the party house. She let everyone go there and crash. And she was
So she
awesome.
gave you guys a safe space.
Totally. Yep. She allowed me to talk shit to her all the time. She told us to keep it down. I'd say, shut up, bitch. Shut up. Go to bed. And people are like, damn, you talk to your mom like that? Yeah, you talk to your mom like that? That's my maid. She's annoying. She liked it though. It's
she got a kick out of it.
I love that. That's so awesome.
Yeah. So she always they were cool. They never forced me to go to college. My dad was he wanted to be an actor.
He said they were cool. They never forced me to go to college.
No, they didn't give a shit. They were like, do music, act if you want. They were all about the arts. So they just supported all the decisions I made with music and all that stuff. So
I love that. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. And George moved in with us too. He lived with
George, I love this. This is awesome.
Yeah. No, his parents are the best.
Yep.
I love parents like that. That's how my best friend Tasha is. And I literally moved them out here to Nashville to be with me because I left home at 14 and ended up moving in the trailer park with her and her mom. And you never forget friends like that. You never forget people who were there for you in your lowest time.
Yeah.
So you guys have a pretty special bond.
Yeah. 100%.
So after you moved in with them, is this when you guys started forming the band, or how did that work out?
Yeah, it was around that time.
Yeah. Because we were in bands together and separate. He was in a band called Upright Radio. We were in a band called Three Tiers. I was another. We were off and on doing bands, and then we were in bands together and separate for years.
Right.
So we would live together, and then we'd hang out and stuff. And then Hollywood Undead kind of formed from pieces of other bands.
Why did you guys not just out of the gate start a band together? Was it just kind of you guys wanted to have your separate
identities?
And
then we would just go. That wouldn't work out, and we'd go do another band. He did another band. I stopped doing bands. Music, when you're young and in a band, it's a pain in the ass.
Right.
It's so bands would break up, and he would do it. So everybody was kind of doing their own thing, and then we kind of formed Hollywood Undead from pieces of everybody's thing, and that was, I think, really more of a last ditch. One of the reasons Hollywood Undead, I think, is so differentiated from everything we did, and we had kind of all done bands where I love the Deftones. I wanted to be in a band like the Deftones. Everybody had those models. Hollywood Undead was really like, let's just do whatever the we want, because nothing we had done worked. Like when you're trying to be in a band like this, or I want to be in a rock band, it really was like, let's just make whatever the we want. That's what Hollywood Undead was. And ironically, when we stopped caring about whatever the rules were, was when it actually worked out. So it was kind of born from all the broken pieces of other things, of bands from all of us prior.
Experience. You guys got to go your separate ways, experience life, and then come together and put all those pieces together like a puzzle piece. Totally. How did you guys come up with your names? Have you always been Charlie Scene?
No.
What was it? I need to hear some of the OG names.
Yeah, shit. Well, Charlie seemed like I never expected this band to blow up like it did.
Right.
So we were like,
but then something cool like Blade or some shit.
I know, yeah. Exactly. No, so it was just like on a whim. Like we were Scene Kids back then, and rapping about Scene Kids. So I was like, oh, Charlie Scene, and then here we are 20 years later too. We just had our 20-year anniversary from the date we put our music on MySpace. Yeah.
That's insane.
I was 7 years old. Now I'm 27. It's crazy shit.
Put that on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
How did you come up with Johnny Three Tears?
The name of the first band I was in was Three Tears. So I always called myself Johnny Three Tears way before Hollywood Undead. So when we did monikers, that was that.
And you called yourself Johnny back then.
Yeah, Johnny. I always thought Johnny can go ahead of anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? Johnny, anything. So Three Tears was the name of the band I was in since I was like 17, 18 years old. So I just put Johnny in front of it.
Yeah.
So that was the whole deal with that. And when we did Mask, we were like, well, we got to do monikers and stuff. And that was all just at that point, the names, because with the masks, you want to, it would be lame to have masks and be like, I am George. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, it kind of fit the whole.
But you're a good looking guy. So I'm sure that if you even had put a mask on and called yourself George, girls were still going to go crazy.
I wish that was true.
No,
that's why I got married.
You're married, so obviously you're doing just fine.
Dude, I had the first one that went for it. I was like, you want to get married, babe?
You tricked her.
Yeah, the first night I met her.
Yeah, I love that. How did you guys decide on your masks? Because you guys each have one catered to like your personality, correct?
Yeah.
We got lucky. This dude, his name's Jerry Constantine. I always shout this dude out because he's awesome. He's won I think he won an Academy Award for doing makeup on like Winston Churchill makeup, but he pretty much any movie you've seen with like crazy monsters in it, this guy makes them.
Yeah. Wow.
Like all the famous horror movies that aren't CGI now, because most of them are.
Right.
But like The Thing and all these things, he builds these monsters. And so we got in touch with him way back when we first started. And he made them. So we went in and kind of told him what we wanted. Mm-hmm. I'm in the butterflies and the 3 and stuff. And he made them out of, clay with his hands and designed them by hand. So we got to work with this dude who's like a genius. And he's made some of the most famous monsters that, anybody's seen from these movies. And he did it from start to finish with us.
Wow.
Yeah. Jerry Constantine.
I never did a mask back then.
Yeah,
I did a Del Taco bag originally because Del Taco is fucking fire.
I love you. I love him.
We're doing all these cool masks. I'll just do the bag.
I'll do a Del Taco bag.
Yeah, but listen, you set yourself apart, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, so how long did the bag last?
The bag lasted until we signed our record deal. They're like, you can't do a Del Taco bag. I was like, fuck. And then
unless they pay you, right?
Yeah.
Free tacos.
Yeah, I just want a free fucking soft tacos.
Dude, the double Del cheeseburger all day long.
I know.
Oh, it's so good.
All day long.
People don't
so
know.
they wanted me to change the design on it and shit, but it just looked dumb. I was like, it defeats the purpose just wearing a bag on my head that says Charlie. So I was like, I'll just do a bandana. I've always liked cowboy movies and shit. The Outlaws with the bandana, and it's just easy as fuck to put off and on because the bag was annoying.
Yeah.
You can't drink beer through it. It gets soggy and starts falling off. Fucking dipshit.
That's like the paper straws. I hate those. Yeah, that's the worst.
Exactly. We turned into that. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a bandana.
Yeah, I love that. It's crazy sitting here with you guys and getting to feel your energy now because you guys look so intimidating on stage or even if you guys just listen to your record and don't even know who you guys are. You guys have such alpha, personas, but sitting here you guys are just sweet little babies.
What the fuck?
I love that. I love that.
No, wait till you see me vape, dude. Wait till you see me vaping, bro.
Yeah.
I love it. So we have something in common. Your first concert that you went to was Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah.
Mine too.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
And
shit.
I was like, I don't share that lore with too many other people, but Scott, is it Weiland? Scott Weiland was on stage and we got to see one song song, somebody threw a fucking bottle and it hit him in the head, and he fucking lost his shit on stage and then walked off.
Damn.
That was my first concert.
That was the first song that happened, that he left?
Yep, and he left.
Was this like pre the heroin days or like?
It might have been in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Bro, okay.
I'm not sure. This was in the 90s. So
Yeah, I feel like he was always on that.
I saw
like
a video
soon.
of him playing acoustic with one of the DeLillo brothers
In the
or whatever.
park?
And he's like kind of, in the park. And he's like almost like chubby.
Yeah,
like
you can tell that's
he's all
pre-coke
healthy
and heroin.
like
Yeah.
normal. And like, it really did make me sad because obviously towards the end, he looked like a skeleton. You know,
it was
he's such a talented dude, but he looked so like young and healthy. And it's weird because it was such a brief window where he looked like real healthy and normal. It just looked like a normal dude.
Different person,
and then later he looked so torn up and stuff. But he was such
Yeah.
I love because I'm a big STP fan too.
Yeah.
It's just a sad story.
Same. Yeah. No, it's so sad. The Alice in Chains, all that. Like, those were like, I feel like we don't have any like rock stars like that anymore.
No.
You know, I
No,
feel like
and with that pain and that music, especially.
Yeah.
The real deal.
Yeah.
He had like a really rough life too. He was like raped as a kid and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the drugs,
Yeah,
crazy.
well, that explains a lot of, you know, why he was acting out like that.
Totally.
Yeah. Well, like we were talking about earlier, it all comes out in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. So you had talked about how you were involved in, when did your drug addiction start?
Right when I had enough money to do them consistently.
Okay, so was this after Hollywood Undead or during or before?
Yeah, no, I started doing like alcohol was like when I was 13 is when I really started drinking. Like right when I found, I knew I was in trouble when I started drinking because it wasn't like, ooh, this is fun. It was like, to me, like it was like, oh, I can, like I found something that was gonna get me through life. You know what I mean?
Like
it was
an outlet.
Yeah, well, it was a bad relationship right from the get-go. So I did coke, a couple of times when I was like a teenager, like just from other people. And so I would do that periodically. And then when we got signed and stuff like that and we got money, then I started buying it. And, because coke is obviously it's an expensive drug by comparison to some. And then, it just escalated and, I started doing.
And then on tour where it's like so easy to get. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It used to be everywhere. It used to be, and we didn't have to worry about fentanyl. So I'd be doing bumps off the back of fucking dirty bathroom stalls at a dive bar.
Yeah.
Like
Coke's troublesome. I mean, I remember like when I started doing coke, I could buy like an 8-ball and it would be like, it would last me like a weekend or something. And then it would be like, okay. And then it was like an 8-ball and it would last Friday. And then it was like, I wouldn't even leave the house anymore. And it really catches up with you. And it, causes no end of, it escalates and escalates and escalates. And, the losses that you incur doing this stuff with, I won't even get into that stuff, but yeah, it's really bad. And I always thought, we talk about those things in our songs and always make sure that people understand it's in a negative light. Cause coke is, weed, drink and all that stuff. It's a good time. I would never tell someone that is something
it's
that
not.
you should do recreationally. It's not fun. Yeah. It always ends in a dark, dangerous, horrible place. That stuff has caused me no end of pain and trouble, and other people that I know trouble and stuff. And
I get it. I was so coked out one night. I tried to smoke it like it was crack.
Yeah,
like it's a very deep, dark hole that you go down whenever you are partying. And and I used to date like the biggest dealer, so I got 8 balls of cocaine for $80. So I was just. And I'm in the strip club, it was bad scene, but I get it. And I totally understand what you're saying. Yeah. I do think that it's important for people to hear the struggles that you've gone through because, they look at you like as role models, and they're like, these people have come from the depths of hell and they're out here busting their ass, on tour, performing, but before they've gotten to where they are now, there was this time in their life. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I mean, years and years and years of it. I've only cleaned up my act in the past few years. I mean, it was gradual too. Like I wasn't going insane. Like there was probably 10 to 15 years where it was just like all hell broke loose. But then my wife left me and things like got real bad.
But that's good. We love a woman that has boundaries too.
No, she had every right to, and it was the right thing to do because that was actually the only thing that kind of like made me like, holy shit, you can act. There are consequences and stuff to these things. Mm-hmm. But you will lose everything in pursuit of these things. There's no doubt. Eventually, it's really just about whether you're lucky enough to hit rock bottom before you're dead, because one of those two things is going to happen.
When I need to get out of the house or find the perfect gift, I open SeatGeek. Concerts, comedy, games, you see exactly where you'll sit, and the app makes it super easy. Honestly, here's tickets to your favorite band beats any candle or coffee mug. If you need a night out, start here with over 28 million downloads. SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports, festivals, and more. I love using SeatGeek. I can't wait to go see Linkin Park before the summer ends. Before the summer ends, get out of the house, do something fun, and use my code BUNNIE10 for 10% off of your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off tickets with promo code BUNNIE10. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Thank you, SeatGeek. Y'all already know Sundays at my house are all about football. Whether it's the touchdowns, the food, or just the chaos of friends piling in, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, just makes game day that much more fun. Even if you're brand new to betting, it's super simple. Pick your team, pick your player, and you're in. And the best part, when you sign up and drop just $5, you get $300 in bonus bets right away. Oh, and on top of that, you'll get over $200 off NFL Sunday tickets on YouTube and YouTube TV. So trust me, your watch parties are about to level up. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code BUNNIE to get started. That's code BUNNIE for new customers to get $300 in bonus bets instantly with just a $5 bet. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday tickets from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPENY or text HOPENY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
You're either going to die or you're going to hit a rock bottom enough to turn you around before that happens.
Yes.
And it's like a 50-50 shot that one or the other is going to happen. Something bad enough is going to happen to make you go, okay, I'm never going to do this again, and it will stick, or you're going to be dead. Because those are really the two outcomes typically.
Yes.
You know, your wife, your family leaves, or you have an overdose that, that will scare you enough, or you'll skate along with these smaller losses until you're homeless or something, God knows what. But yeah, it's devastating stuff, and anybody who's seen it knows. Like people end up selling their own shit, other people's shit. The cost is very high. But we do have a lot of young fans. One thing that really makes me happy is we do meet and greets and stuff like most bands, and from what we talk to them, and the number of kids that don't do drugs and don't drink now. It has skyrocketed in comparison. When I was young, every kid drank and did drugs.
Same.
That was 90%.
That was our era.
Yeah.
Now
it's not popular anymore.
It isn't. Like it's very normal to meet a 20-year-old and be like, oh, I've never even had a drink.
Yeah.
that would blow my mind when I was young.
Yeah, my makeup artist has never even done cocaine. I'm like, how?
Yeah.
How does that even?
I thought that was what it was in those makeup cases.
Yeah, literally. That's what I used to use my makeup case mirror for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when she told me she had never done cocaine, I'm like, this is crazy. But you're right. It really is.
Well, you said that too. People are learning. The newer generations, I think they're learning from our mistakes. And that gives me a lot of hope. And I don't know what it is, what the shift is. But it seems a lot less common. And I saw some statistics with like alcohol consumption that, alcohol companies are losing business rapidly.
Yeah.
And, by all means, go drink, have fun and all that stuff. But, it's one of those things. It can get out of hand really quick. You don't need to be drinking every day. And you don't need to be drinking Tuesday in the morning like I used to or whatever.
Yeah. And I feel like alcohol is sometimes worse than drugs because it's so fucking available.
Yeah.
Like you can literally go and get alcohol any time of the day and nobody's going to say anything.
When you're in a band, we'd show up in the morning shows and stuff. We'd be 6 a.m, we'd be fucking hammered.
Oh, yeah.
And drinking whiskey. That's completely acceptable. If we worked at a bank or any other job, you'd be like, you're fired. But people laugh it off. It's okay. We could get away with it. So it's a much more slippery slope where these things are accepted in our field. And So that probably was not the best recipe for a bunch of addicts to work, or not a bunch of addicts, but some, me, to work in a field.
He's like, I'm speaking for everybody.
To work in a field where that stuff is not only allowed, but almost encouraged to a degree.
Yeah.
Oh, they're fucking crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, if you can handle it, you can handle it. And, everybody has their limits. And it's cool that people encourage people to not, your husband and stuff. And you see these public displays of, hey, I'm trying to get healthy. I'm trying to do better. That was like frowned upon at one point. People tried to hide that. Now it's like, hey, everybody's rooting everybody on.
Yes.
And to me, that's just really refreshing because that wasn't like cool for a long time.
Right.
Now it's like, hey, let's do one of these challenges with each other and see who can, get their lives better. And, I think kids today are a lot smarter than the kids were when I was a kid myself.
Thank God, right?
Yeah. Yeah. We caused enough trouble.
Let's switch it over here to you. Growing up in such a, stable environment and loving home, did you battle with addiction also?
Well, my childhood did shift kind of dark. My dad got addicted to drugs. Like he ended up having to go to rehab. He had like insomnia, crazy insomnia that he passed along to me, which fucking sucks. But he got addicted to somas and all this other shit where he was out at our table on Thanksgiving and shit. So it got really bad and it made me like never want to do ever. So I would like see anyone do drugs and be like, I would see him. I grew up with him. Getting drunk with him was fun. He started doing coke and like we'd be having fun and laughing as soon as he does coke. Now he's like fucking weird and serious. I'm like,
shit in your pants.
It sucked the fun out of your soul. Like I never want to do that shit. So it's like I have dabbled in things here and there, but for the most part, like, beer is fine for me.
And he's a good time. He's who you want to hang out with when you're drinking and stuff.
Yeah, he seems like it.
Yeah, he's usually the life of the party. He'll make you laugh and stuff.
Yeah, you remind me of my best friend Kyle who passed away. He was just such a sweet soul. Isn't that crazy though? How like you can go one of two ways.
Yeah.
Whenever you see a parent that's an addict, you can either follow in their footsteps, like even unwillingly, it just sometimes happens, or you go the complete opposite way of like which you did, and you were just like, no.
Yeah.
Learned from a very young age that that's something that you didn't want to do.
Yeah. Made me kind of grossed out.
Yeah. So moving on, you guys have formed Hollywood Undead, and the original lineup was J-Dog. I feel like J-Dog's been around for everybody. Like you met J-Dog first, and then you guys all intertwined. Yeah. So it was J-Dog, Deuce, Shady Jeff, Charlie Scene, Johnny Three Tears, Funny Man, and DeCurls.
Yeah.
So that was the original group. Can you guys take me on that journey with you guys? Like when you started dropping music on MySpace, you guys said that Tom from MySpace wanted to sign you.
Yeah. He almost did. Yeah. The band first started actually with Deuce and J-Dog. They made like a hip hop song. Like 50 Cent had just come out. They're like, damn, let's make a song. Or what was the song?
I forget.
Yeah.
I think maybe a 50 Cent
something like that. But they're like, hey, let's make a hip hop song and wear masks and put it on MySpace. And J-Dog sent it to me before he released it because he's like, he knew I'd freestyle. Like back in the day, I'd love freestyle battling and freestyle rapping and shit. Yay. Like I was obsessed with
That's a dying art.
It really is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And now when people freestyle, it's written as fuck. Like I used to bring a boombox to high school and shit and freestyle with all the Bloods and like battle people. I loved it. So when J-Dog started doing hip hop, he sent it to me. He's like, hey, I want you to write a verse for this. And when I first heard the song, I was like literally blown away. It was called The Kids. And I was like, this is the best fucking thing I've ever heard. Yep. So then I wrote a verse to song number 2 called Scene for Dummies. And that was the first written verse I'd ever done in my entire life because I would only freestyle back then. Mm-hmm. And then George, what song did you start with?
I forget.
Number 5?
Yeah.
Or Black Dahlia?
No.
Black Dahlia was my fave.
Oh, yeah.
Love.
I forget. Okay. I forget.
I think it was number 5.
Yeah, probably number 5.
Yeah.
Because we were like spurting them out then. Oh, yeah, because you had Jeffree Star on it. We did, our third song had Jeffree Star on it.
Jeffree's one of my best friends.
Yeah, he's cool as hell.
Yeah, we call him Farmer Jeff.
He was like a Hollywood local back then, and we had him do Turn Off the Lights. He did a song with us way back. Yeah. That was like the third song we put out.
Yeah.
And that was a trip when you had him on. I was like, holy shit, because I hadn't seen him or heard about him in so long. I know he was doing his thing.
He's hilarious.
He
just walks in a room and you start cackling because he's just so funny.
No, he's hilarious. He was always one of the sharpest dudes, and he would even back then, like we were like nut jobs. He was like he stuck out then. I was like, this guy's crazy.
No, he's always been authentic, and that's what I've loved about him. Is
he's great.
Doesn't change who he is.
Yeah. Our car broke down, or Jarrell's car broke down, and he's like, Joel's like, fuck, I wonder what it is. And then Jeffree Star's like, well, if you need tranny fluid, I got a little for you. I was like, fuck
That's exactly how he is. He literally tried to make out with Jaime, my videographer the other day. It was so good. Yeah, it was very close. If we weren't filming, it would have happened. All right. And he's got a beautiful fucking girlfriend. Like, I mean, just gorgeous. But yeah, no, Jeffree's still the same way.
Yeah, he was on the third song we ever put out.
Yeah.
It was really funny.
I'm gonna have to take it up and listen.
We
were like so now, like SoundCloud and all this stuff. I guess it was kind of like the original SoundCloud thing. We just started, it was like very rapid too. It was like a song a week. We just started, once one came out, it was just like, just kept pushing it and going because people were listening to it and they kind of had a vibe. And then I remember, MySpace had like an inbox and like where there was a message there from, what was it, like Elektra Records or one of them?
It was Tom. Tom messaged us directly.
Tom messaged, but then a label did.
Oh, Capital did.
Capital.
Yeah. Rick Ross hit us up. The Strokes posted for us, like one of my favorite bands back then. Like
we thought it was like a prank at first.
Yeah.
And this shit happened so fast.
We were just getting used to the internet back then when MySpace came around, so you never knew what was real or what wasn't.
It was happening so fast too. Within 3 months, all these people messaging us and labels hitting us up and shit. It was like overwhelming and it didn't feel real.
Yeah, and then I remember like we ended up signing with Interscope, but sorry.
Thank you.
Thanks for
He's
looking
like,
out. Anyway,
I do it all the time too. She's always over there like.
When we actually like went to a meeting, that was when it was like, dude, this is real. Like we met with Jimmy Iovine.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah.
Which is who we ended up signing with, was Interscope. But that was when it was insane. We were like sitting in his office and he had like John Lennon's piano from Imagine and like framed Tupac lyrics. And it was just like the most insane thing in the world, posting stuff on the internet.
Where are you guys at in your life right there? So you signed with Interscope. You're sitting in this office.
I'll tell you something funny. We were so broke, we would ask for CDs in their office to go sell at Amoeba. Like, because we didn't have any money. So we would ask, hey, can we have like a box? We love like Led Zeppelin. This is when we were at Atlantic. And they'd give us like a box set of Led Zeppelin. We'd go to Amoeba to sell it for like secondhand for like $20 or $30 because we didn't have any money. And then Atlantic was like, I remember this, they were involved in like Hypnotic, which was like this drink.
Yes, I used to drink it in the strip club all the time. That shit would get you fucked up.
Yeah. We'd ask for like a case of it and we would just get drunk off it for a few days and then go back to another meeting to get another case. And like, we were like, so it was funny. We're going to all these meetings, but we had no money. Our manager had like this hoopty ride that we'd all like pile into.
How did you find the manager? Where did he come from? Just out of the blue, or was he your friend?
That was our biggest mistake.
Yeah, biggest. He managed my band I was in before Hollywood Undead, so he kind of came in. But they managed Papa Roach at the time, so it's like, hey, they seem legit. Let's have them manage us. So
he was just the only manager we knew.
And willing to like see the vision.
He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He's a nice guy. We just hired him because he was British. We thought he sounded smart.
Something about that accent, though, it does convince people.
Might. But it was just a wild time because it was like, from nothing. And then we got a bunch of money, or at least like in our mind, what was a ton of money at the time.
Right.
And then, the rest was history.
What's the story with Good Charlotte? Because they took interest in you guys too, or
Great Charlotte, right?
Great Charlotte, dude. They're the best.
Yeah, they took interest. How did we even meet up with them? They message us or something?
No, so
I love that everybody's DMing you guys.
This
is hilarious.
Well, we used to go out in Hollywood all the time.
Right.
But we were like dirt squirrel dudes. We were street kids.
Right.
So we would go to this place called Powerhouse and like this place called Tiny's, these real like street bars, gangster kind of cholo bars. And there was all these clubs. We would never go to those clubs. They wouldn't like let us in there. But then when the band started hyping up, we were allowed, like we could start getting into these clubs. And Good Charlotte DJ'd at this place called LAX.
Right.
And so we started going there, and they knew who we were. And we knew this guy named Tony Lovato, who was in this band called Mest. And he knew them. He had lived with Benji. And so we like got connected to them. And those guys are like the coolest dudes in the world. One of the coolest things, because they were big, famous dudes, and they were balling and stuff. We were like still like just street rats. And they're like, hey, they had these like mansions and stuff. And they'd be like, come to our house, and we'd roll up there, and they'd let us we'd go swimming and stuff. And they were just super cool, super supportive.
Like big brothers.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and they just wanted to help it. They never asked for anything from us and stuff. They just thought we were going to do well, and they would give us advice and, hey man, make sure you do this, this, and
which
the other
in this
thing.
Industry, that means a lot. Because
they were just looking out for us.
Right.
Literally.
Just taking us under their wing, like big brothers, really.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
They had they invited us to Vegas once when he was like with Hillary Duff, Joel.
Yeah.
And they had like this crazy suite. We had like all slept on the floor in it. Like, I don't even know why they let us hang out there.
How do you let Hillary Duff go? Is just what I want to know.
I don't know, dude. They were
Hillary Duff is hot.
I know he was big pimping back then.
Yeah, he was.
But yeah, he would just they would just like let us hang out with them for some reason. But they were just the coolest dudes.
Yeah,
super cool dudes.
But you guys ended up they helped you, but then you got fired by them, or is that
No. So this is when we first started, and then we hung out with them, and then we went on our separate ways, and blah blah blah. We ended up hiring as managers.
Okay, gotcha.
Like a decade later.
Wow.
Exactly.
They're great managers.
Right.
And we hired them. We did a record with them. The reason we weren't they work more in like the pop world.
Right.
They do like Chase Atlantic, and they have some great bands. But we're a rock band really, so it just wasn't like the best fit. They're great managers, great dudes, and they look out for their artists. We love the dudes. It just was not. We were in two different kinds of ecosystems.
Right.
But they're great dudes.
Do you guys consider yourself rock, or do you guys consider yourself rap?
No, I really don't in a lot of ways, but that's just the world that we've come, like with the festivals we do and stuff. We've always been like, we'll play with like Slipknot and like Wage War and these bands. We're like, why are we on these? That's the world we've been accepted
for some reason. Even though
you guys have been touring. I think it's because it's like you guys have that alpha angry music. That's literally how rock is.
We kind of just ended up in that world. That was never like the world we pushed or anything like that. We would we thought we were going to be a hip hop band.
Shockingly, my husband was on all those rock festivals too. We're
exactly.
Like, how does this fucking? We're like the Fray over here. Like, what are we doing in this rock festival?
They and Tech Nine's always on them.
Yeah,
and
I love Tech. We just had Tech
awesome.
on. I
I watched that. It was great.
I think you're right. It's just the energy of the band that fits into the rock.
And hip hop is so popular that obviously they always have had like some hip hop type bands. That I guess it makes sense. But yeah, we were just embraced by that world more so, and like rock radio played us, and obviously like Power 106 wasn't going to play us, so it was like, all right, fine. So it's just kind of where we ended up.
And you guys have been touring with Ronnie, Falling in Reverse.
Yeah, a lot.
So, how's that going for you guys?
Awesome.
Ronnie's the man.
It's great. Yeah. We're about to go back out with them too for all of September.
I love that.
Yeah.
He's a special man.
Oh man, he's talented as shit. I've become a major fan. I told him like I might sign up for the meet and greet.
Literally, if Ronnie wanted to, he could be a opera singer.
Seriously,
like, he's great, super talented.
He's got that crazy vocal range.
Yeah,
and he's just funny as hell.
So take me on this journey with you guys after you guys developed this band and the 7 of you. There was a little bit of drama. We don't have to really go too deep into it, but I just want to touch base on it because your Reddit thread, for some reason, they have so many questions because they feel like they don't really know the whole story with you guys and like why Deuce left and all that stuff. So can we talk about that?
We never talked. It's funny because we never really told anyone.
Right.
Like people always, part of that was because, they would talk like shit. We didn't want to give it any air. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But really it was just, differences of opinion. And it was like which direction the band was going. And, people act like assholes. It was just kind of like, first and foremost, like I grew up with that dude. We were like best friends from when we were little kids. It was not like easy, but people change. And it was like one of those things. It sucked. No one wanted that to happen, but none of us made that decision.
Right.
So
he left on his own.
Something snapped with him. Something changed to where he all of a sudden got very controlling and very crazy and very weird. And it was hard to be around, but we dealt with it, you know? And it got to a point where he left the band. Like he's the one who left. We were at the airport. He didn't show up. So we're like, oh, fuck. So I had to sing and do all my rap parts. It was a lot of shit to do. Right. So that was hard, but it was not our idea to do that. That was
none of us fought it because at that point we were all so almost relieved. Yeah. Because it was just like, but dude, it wasn't like the way we wanted it. And it wasn't like the way we planned it. But, it's funny. You see this stuff and you hear about this stuff happening. And when it happens in your world, you're like, what the fuck is going on with this guy? But that's really what happened. And it was kind of like one of those things. So I don't know how to explain it. Partially because I've never talked to him since, but we were best friends from when we were little kids prior to that, and everything shifted. So there's no
maybe it was just too young to handle that much.
I think so.
At once.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot. Like when you guys post on MySpace and then you guys are signing record deals and then money's coming into play and there's 7 of you, it's like.
Yeah, maybe some people just aren't made for that or whatever. Yeah. But, to turn your friends into enemies is not the smartest thing to do. And that's really what happened. So it was just like, well, fuck you then. And we just decided to move on. So it was never like, F this dude. It was just like, whatever to us.
Even though didn't he make a diss album about you guys, or was it?
Yeah, that was the whole thing. So there was this, he's saying this, that, and the other thing. And then, you know, it was either like, do we respond? Our response was, let's just not do anything because it's just going to give him air. Yeah. And then obviously there was a time where Jay and Dylan were down in Hollywood and they beat him up he was with a bunch of people down there.
That was my next question. So there was really a fight.
Yeah, I wouldn't even bring that up, but TMZ covered it. So it's already public knowledge. They found him down there and he had said enough stuff to that point, but we were never going to like post. I
love that you guys are about it though.
Oh yeah, we weren't going to say anything, but when we saw him, it was on, you know what I mean? And then, so they did that and then he sued us and it was like, so we get a lot, like you talk all this shit and then you get your ass kicked. There was like 3 of them and like, wait, dude, it was a very lopsided competition.
And they all ran.
Yeah, and they all ran. They all lost. The ones who stayed got their asses kicked. And then you sue as a response and act like you got jumped. It's like, dude, there was 10 of you guys and there was 3 of them. And then you sue. Right. And so there was this big lawsuit and all this stuff and a bunch of made up stuff. He said, I wasn't even there. And he said, I was there with an AK. I wasn't even there. I was 20 miles away. And so I wasn't there. I wish I was there, but I wasn't there.
Don't you love when your reputation precedes you?
Yeah. So I wasn't even there and I have to fucking hire a lawyer to defend myself to prove I wasn't there. I was at home.
Yeah.
And trust me, I wish I was there, but I wasn't there.
Yeah.
So that he all this stuff. So who starts a fight, loses, and then sues those people?
Yeah.
So all this stuff happened. So we never fed the fire or anything else. We handled what we had to handle when it came down to it. We ended up winning the lawsuit or settling the lawsuit because we had enough ammo to say, hey, look, this guy was making enough threats that when we saw him, we could prove that it was defense when we fought or whatever. So that all went away. The other stuff was just bullshit drama with the other dudes just not getting along, you know, normal stuff.
Yeah.
That was the only real fiery stuff. And, you know, the other stuff was just normal. Hey, we don't get along anymore type stuff.
But I love that you guys, even through all of this, have managed to still stay together and still, because a lot, like this would have broke up a band. Like normally this would have like, you guys would have probably done your own adventures on side quests and just let the Hollywood Undead name kind of rest. But you guys literally just kept trucking. And I think that's awesome. Yeah.
I mean, we want to end it at least on our terms.
Right.
You know what I mean? And, you know, when at the end of the day, we'll do it our way. And now that stuff is behind us, I think we enjoy ourselves now more than ever. And we've kind of settled into what we want to do. And, you know, the bygones are bygones. And I, to be honest with you, I don't even have any hard feelings towards any of these people now. I don't even care. So
that's good. That's growth though. That's, you know,
I still want to stomp somebody out.
So there's J-Dog, Funny Man, Johnny 3 Tears, Charlie Scene, and Danny in the group now.
Yeah.
Can you guys describe each other in 3 brutally honest words? Each one of you guys.
3 words per person?
Or just you 2.
Piece of shit.
You've been saying that since you guys were kids. What would you say? He called you piece of shit. So what would you say?
No, I was just counting how many words it was.
Oh,
that
was about me.
He just likes to count. It's one of his things.
Yeah.
Like Dustin Hoffman and Rain Man.
Yeah.
Counts words. I just say totally great guy.
Oh,
you know, even with the piece of shit thing, I'm not going to sink that low. I'm not going to do what Deuce did.
What a good guy. Fuck, that's 4. What a good guy.
I love it. I love it. So how do you guys balance individual egos and visions within the band now?
You get married and get your ego crushed.
So are all of you guys married now or pretty much settled down?
Everyone except for Funny Man got divorced.
Yeah. He married and divorced.
Yeah.
That's all right. You live and you learn. Sometimes that's how it goes.
Yeah.
But you guys are holding on strong in your marriages. You've been married for 12 years.
Cheaper to keep her, as they say, right?
Yeah. That's what I tell my husband too, you know.
My wife loves this show. So.
Aw, tell her say hi.
No,
what's her name?
Asia, and she told me to say hi.
Hi, Asia.
Hi. See?
I bet she's hot too. I want to see you guys as wives. I don't think I've ever seen you guys as wives. I've seen J-Dog's wife. And I love J-Dog, and shout out to J-Dog because people give me shit about my cows on online, and he'll be in the comments sticking up for me.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm like, that is so sweet.
That's cool.
Yeah.
He's an animal lover.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, he's got like 90 cats.
Oh, damn.
He's always got some animal
That's crazy
thing.
cat man. I don't know if that's an animal lover. That's a crazy cat man.
Yeah,
he's a cat. Well, he's always. I remember when we used to work in North Hollywood together. We had like this kind of like trap house type thing.
Yeah.
And there was like a bum village right by it.
Yeah.
And we're always going in there to like rescue the cats that live there, or he would go in there and the bums didn't want to give up the cats, so we'd have to like bribe them to get the cats.
Oh my God.
Because otherwise they would just run around out of control, having more kittens and they die and stuff. So, negotiating with these bums like to give us the cats. It was we were always on these crazy cat adventures.
I love that though.
Yeah.
So you guys do contribute like calming down to being married, having babies. Do you have babies?
Yeah, I have 2 boys.
Oh, I love that. How old are they?
5 and 6.
5 and 6. And how old are your babies?
3 girls, one's 3, one's 5, and one is 16.
Karma came for you tough.
Yeah. You want to hear something cool? Me and him had a kid on the exact same day. He has got a boy and I have a girl born at the same day at the same hospital right down the hall from each other.
Yeah, it was like a Disney movie. It was beautiful.
I feel like you guys were either brothers in another life or something. You guys definitely have a soul tie.
We're gonna be related too, because my son's gonna be hitting that.
Oh my goodness!
Not just one. He's just gonna be his first threesome with the 2 youngest.
Oh, for the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah,
love that.
And I'm gonna be proud.
Love that. I love that. Do you guys feel like your recent music reflects growth or like, do you guys feel like your recent albums that you've dropped reflect growth from the boys that you guys used to be, or are those wild party boys still in there?
For sure.
Yeah.
I
honestly, it's funny. I look at like me. I used to think of it. Music's not like linear like that,
Mm-hmm.
So there's something that's great. Like when I listen to like early Beastie Boys stuff, you could say like, oh, they grew because their music became more like complex, or because the subject matter but I love their early stuff just as much. Yeah. It's more just like where someone is at. You know what I mean? So it's like our early stuff, we were just really young, and like one of the things I love about it is like all the anger was so sincere, and that's in like the party stuff, we really were still doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't look at it as just 2 different time periods.
Yeah.
And I really cherish when I listen to that stuff. I used to get kind of like, I would have done something differently. I really did get caught up in that. And now I don't. And now I listen to it and I really do like look at it and kind of like encapsulate it as something special. Whereas before I used to be like, we should have done this different or that different, or we could have made this better, as opposed. Now I just kind of go, you know what? It was cool for what it was.
Yeah.
You know?
How do you
a period
feel
in
about
our
that?
life. Yeah. Well, it's like, I think we try for the most part, or we do write from honesty. And like, we're not like saying we're doing something that we're not. So it's like, do I show my dick and go to the club and fucking do Jaeger bombs? No, I don't do that anymore. And
no dick like, on the chopping block, which I still want to see. Maybe we'll catch you guys out on tour and you can show Jay and I that trick,
absolutely.
We'll do that at the meet and greet.
I love that.
Yeah, MEAT.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so we're just writing from real places now, and we still write party songs too, but they're just different now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You have to evolve.
Yeah, you have to.
My husband says that all the time because, people want rapper rollback, and he's like, I'm fucking 40 years old. What am I supposed to sing about? Rap about drugs and fucking business?
And the truth is, if you're not, you're like, you're trying not to then. Because if you're, you know what I mean? It's like, if we wrote Undead again, because we've heard that.
I love Undead. I will beat somebody up listening to Undead.
Every label every man, hey, why don't you guys ever try and write another Undead? It's like, that doesn't exist, because it was organic. We were mad, and it was like a period in time.
Yeah.
And if we wrote another Undead, people were like, oh, this isn't as good as the Undead.
Right.
You can't. So it's like the whole concept of redoing or remaking something you've already done is impossible, because you're like a completely different person. It was 20 years ago.
Yes.
You just got to find the next thing that's as good, but just honest.
Yeah, it's always going to be different, though.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like your concerns and where you're at emotionally and spiritually and stuff is much different 20 years later.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean your music can't be just as good. It's just going to be about something else.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you tell me the story about when you hung out with my husband and ended up having to sleep in your car?
Yeah, the truth too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That was a good night. Can I tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth? So help me God. I'll tell you my version of the truth.
Listen, we can cut out whatever you need to, but I would like to hear.
No, I don't care.
Okay.
So we went there, and I actually drove there because I was like, I'm not going to drink or anything. So normally, like if I was going to, I would Uber or something.
Yeah.
So I drove there, and we're sitting around with Baelish and Jelly and some other dudes and him and stuff. And then we had some like tequila and stuff. And then there was like some, cocaine came out. So I was like, oh boy, this is going to turn into something different. I was like, oh, I drove, so I was trying to kind of be like, oh, I drove. I can't really. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. My security card will drive your car home. And I was like, well, then how's he going to get back? He's like, my other security guard will drive him back. And I was like, so I kind of ran out of excuses. So I was like, okay. And so we drank, and then we had I remember he spelled out a giant G and a giant J and cane, like spelled out the lettering. But he didn't touch it. So I did the whole G.
He's like, I took it upon myself to take one for the team.
No, thank you. Yeah. And we recorded the song, and I remember too, it took me, because I was so yacked out, it took me.
I was gonna say, I thought you turned into like the not the fun guy when you did blow.
Yeah, it wasn't. No, Jelly Roll even said, he's like, man, you said when you did coke you changed, and when you do coke you change. Because I get really like wired up, and
it makes me want to rock. If I'm not absolutely completely shit faced, and I do a line of, I will rock back and forth like I'm in a straight jacket. Like I don't.
That's
like
the problem. Is so you're in a studio trying to record, and you're boxed in, and you're trying to like focus. That is the worst thing for me to try and do if I'm doing blow.
Yeah.
So anyway, at the end of the night comes around, and the dude, this big ass security guard, is like driving me home. Who I don't even know. It was the most awkward.
Probably Maui.
He's super cool.
Yeah.
But he was just like. I'm just like, he's like, man, shut the fuck up, white boy. So he drives me, and another guy follows, and then we get there, and I'm knocking on the door, and no one will let me in. I'm pretty sure my wife.
It was like 7 in the morning or 6 in the morning.
No, the sun was coming up, so it was like.
I hate that feeling.
So
I was like, dude, I'll just go in my car. It's fine. He's like, no. Jelly told me not to leave until I see you go in the house. And I was like, dude, leave. And he's like, I can't do that. And I was like, dude, you're going to get me, like, this is going to be way worse if my wife wakes up and I'm here with some giant security guard. It's going to get me. He's like, I'm sorry, he's my boss. I can't go. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And like people are waking up and walking their dogs. This guy's like 7 feet tall, and I'm standing out front of my house, poked out of my brain. And so I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So I was like, okay, well, let me try the garage. And I open it, and there's like a fridge that blocks the garage door. And I acted like I was opening the door, and he was like standing out there like this. And so I was like, oh, it's open. And he was like this. And so I went like this behind the fridge. And then like ducked behind it. And you can see him peering around. I was against the fridge for so long that I finally like, all right. And I just hid there like that until he drove away. And went and hid in my car for the rest of the night.
Oh my God, that is brutal. You had to sleep in the car. Did you sleep at all? What happened when you got in the car? That's what I'm curious about.
No, I laid there, and then I don't know. I probably listened to like some Billy Joel and just put my sleep back.
I used to drink mouthwash to go to sleep on like nights.
Yeah, when I didn't have any alcohol.
Yep.
I was probably just laying there scared of my wife.
Yeah. Oh God. Was wifey pissed?
No, she was cool about it. I don't know if she knows what happened, so now probably.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to ask my husband if I can release the whole story. Yeah. I love that.
No, it's okay with me, because now, it's funny, because I haven't drank or done drugs in 2 years, and she asked me if I could do it for a year, and I said yes. I did a year, and then I was allowed to drink or do whatever I wanted, and I just did another year because I was like, why not keep going?
Dude, you got awesome. 2 years behind. I'm telling you, when I got sober, I got sober in 2017 off pills and 2018 off alcohol. Sobriety sucks. It's the worst journey that you'll ever go on, but it is the most rewarding and most fulfilling the more years you get under your belt. I used to wake up and crave chewing a Xanax and like drinking vodka, and now I can't even take cough syrup, it's crazy how we change as we get older, and when you really just have a goal that you want to reach,
that's awesome.
As far as like sobriety.
Good for you. That's
really
cool.
good for you.
I didn't know that.
It's tough, and life is much more fulfilling without that stuff. At least, the way I look at it too is like stuff's hard, but at least you have like a chance to fix things, and you're at least up to bat. If you if I kept drinking or you keep doing that stuff, you're never even gonna get up to the plate. You're just gonna keep knocking yourself back down before you even have a shot. So
and having to start over.
Yeah.
It's like, is it worth it to have to knock all those days down that you just accumulated under your belt for a drink or for a night of just feeling like shit? And hangovers are not the same. Are you guys in your 40s?
Yeah.
Okay, me too.
Brutal.
Hangovers are not the fucking same.
No, they're 2 days minimum.
Oh, I get 3. I mean, and then my mental health afterwards is just
It's like depressing.
Wrecked.
The worst.
It's
so bad.
depression.
You get anxiety, you get depression.
Yeah.
Like
People
all that.
talk to you like,
No, I won't leave my house. Like Thai food for all 3 days. And I will
Yeah.
not leave my house.
Isn't that weird? Thai food.
We
do the same cuisine when we're hungover.
Yeah,
Really?
No, it's true. I don't even
What?
like Thai food.
Yeah.
And I'll eat it if I'm
Same.
hungover.
I'll drink coconut soup all day long.
Yeah.
And eat f***ing curry. Like,
No, it
give me
destroys
drink.
you. And imagine those wasted days, 3 days where you could have been doing all this stuff.
Yes.
You're just watching X-Files, which is what I do.
Yeah.
And
Or
it's
true
like,
crime,
I just waste my life.
Yeah.
All that time. And then, I have 3 kids. When I'm tired, I can't go to the park because I'm, am lying and shit. It's just like, dude, fuck this.
They don't take no, and these kids these days do not take no for an answer.
Hell no.
No, I know.
They do
Yeah.
not.
You're
They'll look you
missing
right
all
in
these
the-
good memories and
Yeah.
stuff. Just nah.
Yeah. Well, I'm proud of you for the 2 years.
Thank you.
I'm very proud of you. So moving on, what do we have to look forward from you guys this year, 2025, and next year, 2026?
We got that tour with Falling in Reverse in September, and then we're working with the producer Tyler Smith, who we're super excited to work with. He did the song Savior that just came out, and he's just the most talented producer I've ever worked with personally.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about
He doesn't know he lives in the hood, though.
yeah, he lives in the hood.
That's the one in East LA?
Yeah. He produced I Prevail and Falling in Reverse when both those bands used to open for us, and he produced them, and they're the biggest rock bands out there now.
Yeah.
So we're
Huge.
hoping he can do that for us.
Yeah. I think you guys have had 9 lives. Like it's for this band to make it through all you guys have, and 20 years, you guys are still making new albums, recreating yourself. I mean, you guys are going to be here for a while. You guys aren't going anywhere.
Yeah. You never know, right?
Yeah.
That's what keeps us going.
What do you think the sound is going to be like on this next album? What are you guys hoping it'll be?
I mean, say the song we had 2 songs come out so far, and both of them are like completely disidentical from each other.
Yeah.
What I always like to, I just want to make sure that what we're doing is nothing like what we've done before. That's always what I go for, and I think what we go for, and keeping it original. When I listen to the radio, I always listen to it to make sure we don't sound like anything on it.
Yeah.
And,
Would you guys ever do country?
Yeah,
he loves country.
Yeah. I like write and produce country since I moved out here to
I love
Nashville.
that.
Yeah, shout out Lacade. I told him I'd drop his name on here.
Yeah, I love it. I love
Should I
that.
show him my dick since we're here?
Yeah.
I always send him pictures
Let's
of my
do
dick.
it.
No.
Yes. No, I'm just kidding. Asia, come on down, baby. So would you guys do like a country song? Because I know when you guys collabed with my husband, and I think that song was great. It wasn't country, but it was great.
Right.
You guys should collab again and do like something country.
Heck yeah,
Totally.
we would love
That would
to
be
do
amazing.
That would be awesome. No, I think like in Hollywood Undead, we do have the luxury of doing any genre. And I've talked about country enough to where fans are almost expecting us to do a country song that also is
I
Hollywood
think
Undead.
we could essentially do anything we want.
Exactly.
And people would
Yeah.
be like, whatever. Okay.
Yeah. I could see you guys doing a do-si-do thing on stage.
So,
Yeah. No, that would be lit. You guys, thank you so much for coming by.
Our pleasure.
Thank you for having us.
I'm glad we finally made this happen.
Yeah,
It's been
totally.
a
Us
long,
too.
long time coming.
Yeah.
Tell everybody where they can find you guys on your social medias if they aren't already following you.
Just any social media / Hollywood Undead.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
Do you guys have personal profiles?
Yeah, the
Johnny
real Charlie Scene.
Hey,
Easy.
hey, hey, no piece of shit.
The real Charlie Scene. THE. No.
Not Sheen, Scene.
No, not Sheen. And then what's yours? Johnny 3 Tears?
I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably
find
Johnny
us.
3 Tier something or piece of piece of shit.
No, I
Yes.
take that back.
Okay.
Handsome Devil. Fuck, that's
Handsome
2 words.
devil.
And catch you guys on tour with Falling in Reverse this summer,
Yeah,
correct?
September. Yep.
Slaughter
Yeah.
to Prevail.
Where are you guys going? Is this out of the country or is this here?
U.S.,
Oh,
Canada,
good.
Little
Yay.
Canada.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Yay. Well, go get your tickets, guys. And if we're on the road, when you guys are on the road, I want to come see a show.
Heck
do it.
yeah,
That'd
please
be fun.
do.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Dumb Blonde. See you guys next week. Bye. Hey guys, if you want to hear the uncensored version of this, head over to our Patreon at dumbblondeunrated.com, where we have all the fun, all the unedited stuff, all the explicit stuff. Come on over. Goodbye.